there, welcome to Open for Business CEO Style. This is the podcast where we fling open the doors to the world of business, doing it the CEO way. That means we're here for the women who hustle, the dreamers who build, and the leaders who are ready to rewrite the rulebook. I'm your host, Toby Farrell, and I'm the owner and CEO of Toby Farrell and Associates, and I'm here to be your guide, cheerleader, and your business bestie. So grab your coffee, your laptop, or your favorite pair of power sneakers, because in this corner of the internet, we're getting open for business CEO style. Ready to level up your networking game? This week, I'm sharing a valuable excerpt from my recent webinar, Discover the Secrets to Crafting an Introduction that Opens Doors and Generates Leads. Let's dive in. So we're going to get down and dirty and creating our introduction. We're going to create a couple different introductions based on the instructions that we were given as to how to introduce ourselves, right? So I was very specific. I said, tell me who you are, what you do, and where you're from, right? And you guys did fabulous. So thank you. So we're going to talk about USP. What is USP? USP stands for your unique selling point or your unique selling proposition. Okay. It is the core of your professional identity. It's what sets you apart from the masses and makes you memorable. When you incorporate this into your networking introduction, you achieve several critical objectives. Your USP should be concise, clear, and benefit-oriented. It should answer the question, why should someone do business with you? We have all been there at different networking meetings, and we're going around the room, right? And you stand up and you tell us who you are and what you do. And I'm going to use this as an example because nobody here on this call is in this vocation, but maybe you're a mortgage broker. And someone stands up and says, I'm a mortgage broker and I work for this bank and I do X, 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 and I'm great, 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 right? They sit down, two more people go, another woman does mortgage and she's like, I'm a mortgage broker too and I do what she does, and then sits down. And then three more people go, and then we have a third mortgage broker and they're standing up going, I sell mortgages too, and but they already introduced themselves, so I'm just going to sit back down. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Stop it. Stop doing that, right? You are your own self. You have to be proud of what you do. You have to be prepared in having that introduction. It does not matter. There were two other people, three other people, one other people in the room introducing them before you that do what you do. Everybody has a unique selling point to their business, to themselves. Number one, the unique selling point is you. Listen, mortgage company A that introduced themselves first doesn't have you unless you work together, and then you should have sat together. I don't know. But this is why having a USP in your introduction is so important. So let's take a moment. I like to do this workshop style. Let's take a moment and write down one or 2 points as to what you think your unique selling point is. And then we will share them if you want. So remember, keep in mind, it should grab attention, right? It creates a differentiation between you and someone else in your same vocation or someone who's competing for the same dollars, right? Amy may sell candles and someone else may sell purses, but they're competing for the same dollars, right? If they're shopping for a gift. So you want to be able to find that unique selling proposition for yourself. Clearly communicates your value, and it attracts people interested in your specific expertise. You're targeting your connections, qualifies leads, helps identify potential clients or partners faster. Here's an example. So instead of a generic introduction, like, hi, I'm John and I work in marketing. Boring, right? He would say, hi, I'm John, a digital marketing specialist focused on helping businesses increase online revenue through data-driven strategies. What do you think? What do you guys think about that?
It's better, but that whole last part of the data-driven strategies, I would tune out. Literally, just that's not my thing. So I'd be like,
I actually did.
Right. Good. That's a good call.
I don't know what it is, but it wasn't. For me, it wasn't. It's not descriptive enough. So I would be like, again, a little bit of a better, but
yeah, good. Very good. Thank you for sharing. So, does anybody want to share what their USP is?
Almost ready.
Okay, almost ready.
So mine, I don't have it written out as far as how I would deliver this message, but mine is unique in the sense that I can do something that nobody else in our group can do. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yet someday another candle person will join, I'm sure. But I also have a lot of projects. Everybody know or products other than candles, and everybody knows that scent is closely tied to memory. I'm sure you've all smelled something that sparked a memory, and it might have taken you back 40 years. But I can do that. I can keep your name on the tops of your customers' minds and the tips of their tongues with a scent that is only unique to you and will always remind them of you.
Wow. Wow. That's very powerful.
Yeah, very powerful.
That is very powerful, Amy. I love it. I love it. And we're going to work a little bit today to figure out how we can get that into a introduction for you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anybody else want to share what their unique selling point is? Linda, go ahead. You're on mute.
Yeah, I will. So I help senior citizens who want to throw their computers out the window, love their computers, buy service, a published book, and training over Zoom.
Nice.
Very nice. I like that. That is powerful too. That is powerful too.
Yeah, the training over Zoom is a really good thing for people because, you know, they don't want to go out.
Right, right. And they're remote, you know, especially with Linda summering in Canada right now. I'm a little jealous of the cool weather.
Yeah.
So something to other, in addition to what your unique selling point is, you want to write down what problem are you solving and how do you solve that differently than your competition?
Hello.
Yep.
So hi Toby, how are you doing? How's
Good,
everybody
how are you?
else? Good. Peace to the room. Thank you. I'm glad this is happening. Sorry, I'm a little late. Mine is very unique for many reasons because I am really in the space where I have 3 businesses which work together, right, to help the nonprofit because I don't have a thrift store. So I am the thrift store, if you will.
Okay.
So I want to be able to do this. I'm just going to say what I have here, but I don't really know what my unique, I do know it's unique, but I haven't been able to identify one thing to keep people from snoozing.
I get it.
All right. So hi, I'm Myrtle October. I lead Thread to Thriving Inc., where we focus on transforming the lives of marginalized populations through sustainable support systems, including homeless shelters, community outreach programs. My work merges my business skills with my passion for philanthropy, ensuring financial stability while empowering individuals, particularly those formerly incarcerated. I believe in the power of education and advocacy to foster successful reintegration and create lasting change in our community. So basically transforming lives through sustainable support systems. This is case management, human services. I know there's a better way to say that because I find myself being too professional and too wordy. So I just maybe help me out with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I love it. It's informative, but still not detailed oriented for the average person sitting in that room to really understand who your client is, what you do, and how you help them. But we're going to work through that here a little bit. But anybody else wanted to share before I go on? Marianne, did you want to share or no? You're good.
Oh yeah, I'm kind of just writing little notes down here because the
Okay.
problems that I solve are kind of generalize it for both sides of the business, you know. So we help small business owners improve their online presence. And another one I came up with, we provide creative solutions so they achieve their marketing goals.
Okay. So I like them both. I like the first one better. That the beginning of the first one better versus the beginning of the second one.
Okay.
So you want to think about, so write this down, and I'll actually put this in the chat if I can. Let me see here. I have to find my copy notes. Just my on-screen notes. Here we go. Okay. So we're gonna copy and we're gonna come here. Oh, Nelson's coming in. Great.
Oh, it's the old I help.
Yes, the old I help, which really helps you create a foundation for your introduction. Now, keep in mind, we're going to talk about a couple different types of introductions, right? There's some really short form, and then there's some little bit longer form, right? But right now, we just need to figure out who we are, what we do, how we help, and who it is we do this for. So I put that in the chat, and it's I help your target audience achieve the desired outcome by your unique method and approach. Okay. So you said, you would have heard me say earlier that I am Toby Farrell, and I help business women find missed opportunities in their business, right? So my name, my client, my desired client, and what do I help them with, right? Very short, very basic. It works when you're in a networking environment, and the instructions to introduce yourself are name, rank, and serial number. Okay. You want to be very careful not to be too generic. Focus on the features instead of the benefits. You always want to focus on the benefits. So back to sales 101, features tell, benefits sell. Okay. Or neglecting the problem that you solve. You need to address the problem you solve. People buy because they have a pain, right? And if you can solve their pain, they'll be more apt to buy from you because you've made it known that I understand you may have this pain. Here's the aspirin. I sell the aspirin to fix your pain, right? All right. Anybody else? Any questions on this so far? No? All right. Fantastic. So we're going to dive a little deeper into this, and we're going to go into the 30-second intro pitch, right? So this is where you're given a little bit more time to introduce yourself. And now we're going to take our basic USP and go a little bit broad, a little bit longer with it, right? So there's 3 key elements of a memorable introduction. It's the attention grabber, okay? Did you know the global e-commerce market is projected to reach 8 trillion by 2026? That's a massive opportunity for entrepreneurs like us. That's an attention grabber. Industry related stats are surprising facts. You know, did you know something about my industry? Like, find something, right? You can ask a thought-provoking question, like, are you struggling to convert website visitors into paying customers? Captivating statement about your USP, right? I'm an e-commerce conversion specialist who helps online businesses increase sales by 20%. Then you want to go, so that's your attention grabber. Those were different strategies of attention grabbers. And that's where you want to start, because that's going to pique someone to stop scrolling on their phone or stop talking to the person next to them, you know, whispering, right? We've all been there. We've all been in these meetings that do that. And then we move on into the next section is introduce yourself, right? Use your crafted USP that we just created in the screen prior, right? And by adding your name and company name for context. So I'm an e-commerce conversion specialist who helps online businesses create sales by 20%, right? Oh, I'm sorry. That was the point before. I'm sorry. But if you go back to your USP, so the USP is, hi, I'm John. I'm a digital marketing specialist focused on helping businesses increase online revenue. We can leave out the through data-driven strategies, right? Use it, put it in there. If you're talking to people who want to know, like, you have to also know your audience, and we're going to get to that as well.
Are you going to switch back to the PowerPoint, or are you working off this outline here?
What do you see? Do you see
your outline? I see your outline.
You see my outline. Oh, sorry. Okay. That's because I brought it up on that screen. Okay, there we go. The power.
Because you're reading stuff and I'm like, where is
yes, no, sorry. Thank you for letting me know that was showing. Yes, okay. So we're here at the USP statement, right? So we talked about the different types of attention grabbers that you can have right in here. And then you want to close out your 30-second introduction with a call to action, right? You can ask them to contact you. I would love to connect with you. Go to my website. Here's my business card. Whatever that call to action is, you would close with that, okay? You know, I'd love to connect and see if I can help your business grow online. Find me on LinkedIn as blah, 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 or go to my website, or here's my number. Again, you have to remember who you're talking to. No one's going to physically write down your number as you're listening to it. How many of us have ever done that? You're listening to somebody talk, right? Maybe you're at a networking meeting or referral networking meeting. Have any of us ever written down someone's phone number after reciting it? No.
Nope.
No. So you either have to rely on the member directory, or you say, if you're interested, come get my business card, or I'll pass my business cards around while people, you know, while this is happening, or whatever, right? I just think that there's a better value to your call to action than reciting a phone number or a web address or an email address, because people are not going to remember it. They're not prepared to write it down. Okay. So let's take a few minutes and let's see how you guys do with putting your 30-second intro together. Now, I call it a 30-second. The industry calls it a 30-second intro. Is someone going to time you that it's actually 30 seconds? Sometimes they will, depending on what group you're visiting.
Yes, they do. I belong to some that do.
Yes, some do, and some, like we talked about at the very beginning of the meeting, or we just continue to sit and listen after 4 minutes, 5 minutes, until the leader can muster up enough power, excuse me, to say, thank you so much. This was wonderful. Thank you. Please have a seat. Excuse me. So let's take a minute, come up with an attention grabber, add in, and listen, and for this purposes, I don't care if you make it up, right? Okay. It doesn't have to be exact. Just you don't have to Google statistics. But, you know, put something together, add in your, hi, I'm Toby and I help this and I do that, your USP statement, and then a call to action. Amy, is that your puppy on your lap?
Yeah, me cute.
Oh, what a
Oh, kitty.
Aw. My puppy is laying on the floor right beside me. I'm working from home today, and she follows me wherever I go.
Same. He doesn't even, sometimes he just won't even let me sit. He's like, so I pick him up to make him be quiet.
And let me also get in a quick welcome to Valerie and to Nelson. Welcome. Thank you for joining us, you guys. Glad to have you here. All right, I'll give you guys like another minute. And then if anybody wants to share, if you want us to share now, let's just jump right in.
What was your main question? I had walked away. I heard some of it, but not enough to be able to follow
Yeah,
that.
no, that's okay. So we're on this slide here. You're gonna create an intent. This is for when you need to create an introduction that is longer than name, rank, and serial number, right? Longer than the USP statement. So when you have a little bit longer time to introduce yourself, you want to start by having an attention grabber. Okay, and that there's 3 different options for an attention grabber. You insert your USP statement that we just finished, that we just talked about the prior slide, and you put a call to action. So right now, what you want to do, Myrtle, is just come up with an attention grabber. If you're going to use a statistic or anything like that, it doesn't have to be accurate for this purposes. Just make something up. You know, obviously, if you're going to do it in real life, you want to do some research. You want to make sure whatever you're stating is an accurate fact, to the best of your knowledge of it being accurate. So we're doing that. Anybody want to share?
I got mine done.
All right.
Yeah,
good.
I have mine.
All right, we'll do Marianne and then Linda. Yeah.
So I don't know how true any of this is, and this is just for purpose of
course.
the exercise, but did you know that professionally designed websites convert users, I can't read my own, convert users, can't read my own handwriting. Oh, by more than 50% over a website that has been designed by yourself. And what's up, Southwest Florida? We help small business owners convert visitors to paying customers.
Oh,
I offer a free 20-minute consult where we will review your website and your goals.
Very nice. What did you guys think? I like that.
it got my attention.
Yeah, love it. Love it. Good job.
How it converts to sales, whatever you said about that. I was like, That's what people want to know. That's
what you
good.
want to know, right? It's going to come down to the dollar.
Yeah, I
Yep.
said paying customers instead of sales, but yeah.
Yes, I like it. Oh yeah.
Very nice. Very good job. Linda, what do you got? Go ahead, Linda. I don't know if she's frozen or
Okay.
okay.
I can go next.
Did you know that
sorry, didn't hear you.
Can you hear me? It's a
Yes.
little falling apart here, but
Yeah.
did you know 6 million senior citizens retire every week? And many of them never learn to use their computers. I help senior citizens learn to use and love their computers by offering in-person one-on-one service and group training lessons over Zoom. I'd love to connect with you or get a referral. Here's my business card. Give me your business card and I will email you my 52 tips to loving your computer pamphlet.
I love it. What do you guys think? Good job, Linda.
Yeah.
Good.
What am I going to solve? Well, I'm solving senior citizens not understanding how to use their computer.
You
were in the
put some
meeting-
emotion in that, saying relieve
gonna
the
say.
frustration.
Oh yeah, they are very frustrated.
What you had said the other day on
Use
our,
them and they want to throw them out the window. That's what they tell me.
Right. Go ahead, Bertle.
you guys can hear me?
Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
using these headphones and I'm not sure. I can't hear myself.
No, we
really.
can. Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, sorry. And if I cut anyone off, many apologies for that. Many apologies. The other day, I think you were in the ABWA meeting. The lady who, I think your name is Linda. I just want to make sure I'm speaking to the right
Yeah.
person.
Yes.
Whatever you had said that day was such an attention grabber. So I don't know if that was recorded, but whatever it was you said that day was like, ooh, I didn't, not to criticize your at all, because you are awesome.
Yeah, no,
But
yeah.
whatever you did that day, if you can go back to doing that, because it caught my attention. I have an elderly mother, and it's one of the things that I used to do too as a Medicare specialist. So Medicare Advantage specialist. So yeah, I think that's a great, unique skill you have there, and it's really nice that you're doing it.
Great.
So many people need it. I'm
Good
ready
job.
whenever there's opening for that.
Yeah, go ahead,
space.
Myrtle. Yeah, you want to go? Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. I do have
Okay.
this is a real statistic, because I really believe like what I'm doing is I have to have the real stuff. There's 4 different places you can look at it, and I'll put that in the chat. But this is, did you know that nearly 68% of formerly incarcerated individuals are rearrested within 3 years of release? At Threat to Thriving Inc., this is the long form, by the way.
Yeah.
And I'll share the short form in a second. At Threat to Thriving Inc., we significantly reduced this number by helping returning citizens reintegrate successfully. By supporting us, you directly contribute to safer communities and lower recidivism rates. Your sponsorship will ensure we continue to provide essential support systems like education and job training, which are proven to cut re-incarceration rates by 43% and save up to $5 for every dollar spent on prison education. Invest in us and be a part of creating lasting social change. That's from the Department of Bureau Statistics, Facts America, and other places like that.
Sure.
You want to hear the short one too?
Yeah, let's hear the short one.
Okay, so the short form, here, I got it. Oh, I did that a while. Hold on. You can let somebody else go out. I'll let you know when I have it. I must have too many notes here. Hold on.
All right. Valerie or Nelson, do you want to share? It's okay if you don't. You're both on mute if you do.
I got it. Whenever you're ready. I'm
Go ahead,
ready.
Myrtle. Go ahead, Myrtle.
Hi, I'm Myrtle October. I'm helping returning citizens reintegrate into society successfully. Through Threat to Thriving Inc., I provide sustainable support systems like shelters and educational programs. I also assist with other human service agencies in improving their operations and support services. My work focuses on using education and advocacy to create lasting change and empower individuals in our community. But I have a hard time with that part because I don't have a shelter, but I research shelters. I am
Sure.
the source for finding them, and I'm a liaison. So I don't know if I should say that instead or what, but
So you have a lot of information in both. The long one is very long. I will say that it is very long.
okay.
It's more of a speech, or when you're giving a call for, you know, fundraising, but you're addressing the room more so than an introduction.
Okay.
The short version is better in length, but you focus a lot on the features of the things that you do, right? And how you collaborate with other agencies or what have you. I would really keep it short, simple, and sweet, and focus on who do you help. You help people recently released, incarcerated, who have had incarcerations, right? And what are you doing? What is the benefit? What are they getting out of the service that your nonprofit provides?
Who, the stakeholder or which stakeholder? The person I need a sponsorship from, or the person
No,
that
the person you're serving. You serve people who have been incarcerated who are newly released, correct?
yeah, but the other problem is you said to sell. My sell point is mostly I need sponsors, so I'm selling
Right.
to them. Am I
Right.
also selling to the actual
No,
client?
no. So in a nonprofit world, in order to raise money, you have to pull at heartstrings, right? You have to pull at the donor's heartstrings. So they just want to know what is the outcome. This is just an introduction, mind you, right? This is not your whole full cycle of what you do. And you're just introducing yourself to a bunch of ABWA women who don't know what you do. Okay. So they're not necessarily your donors. They're not necessarily your clients, right? The people that you serve, but you need to find a way that that people can have a better understanding of exactly what you do. So, I'm just using this as an example. It's probably not accurate to any point, but maybe you could say, hi, I'm Myrtle October. I help newly released incarcerated women, men, or whatever. You could be as specific or gender neutral as you want. Find safe and affordable housing, right? Through my nonprofit, Threat to Thrive, right? How you do that does not need to be in an introduction. It's very clear. Now I understand exactly what you do and who you serve. If that pulls at my heartstrings to want to have more conversation with you, to say, hey, how can I be involved? Or, hey, I have a cousin who needs your services, or whatever that is, that's the goal. Does that make sense?
Yes, I like it.
Does that
I like
bring
that.
you some clarity on that?
Yeah, so do I do the punch attention grabber in the beginning of that too,
Yes,
or
you would
no?
do an attention grabber at the beginning of that. So what I said was more of your unique selling point, right? The very short
It was.
serial number one. You want to add a little bit more to that by adding an attention grabber beforehand, right? So, whatever your statistic was, what was your statistic before?
68% of formerly incarcerated individuals are rearrested within 3 years.
Period. End of story. That's your attention grabber. I'm Myrtle October. I do take my business card. I'd love to connect with you. That's it. That's 30-second intro. All right. I'm going to move on because I still have some more to cover, and I wanted this to be an hour, but I'm really glad I was able to bring some clarity into some assistance to you guys. And if you want more clarity, more assistance, I have an offer for you guys at the end of the presentation or the end of the webinar. So now we have introduction formats. We talked a little bit about that. I mentioned this very clearly. When you're networking in person, I qualify it as 3 different introduction formats, right? You have your USP. This is when you're asked by the facilitator of the networking meeting that you are attending to just give your name, rank, and serial number. Period, end of story. That's the USP. Then we go into what we just worked on, which was our 30-second introduction. It's a little bit longer. We take our USP, we make a sandwich out of it. We put our attention grabber on top, and we put our call to action on the bottom, right? And it should be 30 seconds or less, okay? If you're talking for more than 30 seconds or people have like kind of tuned out, you're talking way too long. You need to understand that, you need to know that, and you need to like cut that. And then there's the conversational, right? So you might be at a networking event that is not an introduction based, like around the room concept, but you're just walking around the room, having hors d'oeuvres, and just meeting people casually, having a one-on-one conversation. So this is where you can then utilize your 30-second introduction and you break it down into a conversation, right? So now you say, oh, hi, I'm Toby, and I'm the business, I do my USP. Oh, that's great. Tell me more. Now I've gone into my USP first, then I'm going to go into my intention grabber, wait for a response, have that conversation naturally, whatever that looks like. And then at the very end of my conversation, I'm going to do the call to action. It's conversational. But because you've built this like a sandwich in different sections, and you memorize this and you practice this, you have now the tools to then sound that much more polished when introducing you and your business to other people, whether that's in a group, a one-to-one, or maybe 2 or 3 people gathered in at the bar while you're waiting for your beer, whatever it is, at the networking annual meeting of the chamber trade show or wherever you're at, right?